So looking at the feet, we slow it down. We can see that 4-foot strike on the 5th metatarsal there on the outside of the foot. Okay, let's rewind that and go through a little bit slower. So as we come down and take the load here, there's about a 13-14 degree inversion of the calcaneus, which is your heel bone. And then by the time you actually get to mid stance, so here, that's reversed to 7 degrees of eversion, okay? And then by the time you come off, we're at 5 degrees of eversion. And really that bit there, we would like to be, so that degree of pronation there, I think is okay. What I don't like is by the time your heel comes off that it's not stopped, that it's not resolved and you haven't started to evert the foot. Sorry, supinate the foot. So you're still in 5 degrees of heel eversion, which is another way of saying pronation. I'll use those words to keep it a little more simple. Your pronation is lasting too long. Okay, so by the time you get to your heel coming off here, it should have resolved and your foot should be starting to supinate, which is the opposite movement of pronation. And the supination makes the foot rigid, so it's hard when you can push off it. It's a little less efficient if you're pushing off a foot that's still pronated to a degree. So at the back end, we want to see that pronation resolved a little sooner, which might mean it'd be helpful, as Mel suggested, to stop you going so far into pronation so you didn't have so much to get out of by the time you push off again. So that's fitting with our current plan for the shoes and the off-the-shelf orthotics, which I think are still a good suggestion to reduce the load on the tib post and the solace for your particular situation right now. And then the other thing here is we're switching, it goes back to what I was talking about before when you've got that sort of quite aggressive 4-foot strike where your foot's pointing down. So you're in quite a lot of supination there, right? The heel is tipped outwards. And then very quickly, I mean, obviously this is slowed right down, but I'll play the video on full speed and it goes bang all the way to the other direction, right? And that's a very fast rate of pronation there, so that's hard on particularly the tib post. So reducing that, so you're coming down, instead of coming down here with your toes down, we're coming down and we're looking more like this, right? So we have less supination to resolve. That might make the job easier on the tib post. It might actually make it harder. So like I said, there's always a hypothesis. We're going to try it and see how it feels. But I think if this would fit with what I saw from the side, right? And then I'll just swing it back and play it in real time, because you can see it's even more pronounced on the left. And in real time, you'll see it really looks like a hard flick. I only got a second or two of real time. But if you look at the left one here, I didn't measure it, but there's a very quick flick. And I think if we switch more to the midfoot and propped up the inside arch a little bit, that might make life a little easier, at least temporarily, until we build up the capacity in those muscles to absorb that.